Hey guys, I'm Tanya with Scraptastic Creations. Today I'm going to create a couple of cards for you using the Life's a Hoop paper collection by Close to My Heart. I absolutely love this beautiful paper collection. All of our paper is two-sided and they all come with this zip strip that you can use as well. And this Life's a Hoop paper collection has some absolutely beautiful purples and lagoons and periwinkle. And I've already cut in and used a lot of this paper pack, so I only have one half of this sheet right here. But we're going to create a lot of fun things. We're going to use some grape, black, mink, peach, and melon. Melon is the color of the year. Inks. So let me get started. The first card I want to create a birthday card. So I brought in my card base, and it's a standard 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 card base. And I brought my Versamat in because I like using this dimensions. I love lining this is perfect for getting the right cuts that you need. And it has the perfect stamping foam on the back of this, so it's kind of like a one-stop shop here for me. So I absolutely love using this and I recommend it. I'm going to bring in some pattern paper. So I'm bringing in these 2 sheets to begin with, and I took my pattern paper right here, this purple one, and I ran it through my embossing machine using the embossing folder Cascading Dots. So that was a lot of fun. I just put it in there and rolled it through. And I cut these papers at 4 by 5 1/4, and then I just put them in my paper trimmer. I lined it up and I just kind of cut it at an angle like this, and it gave me 2 pieces, so I can create 2 cards with this. So I'm gonna put this here. But first thing I wanna do is I wanna be able to see these dots a little better. So I'm gonna bring in a scratch piece of paper. Always save your paper. This I ordered a custom cardstock where I picked the cardstock papers I wanted, and they put this in the bag, and I save all this and I off stamp on it and use it for sanding or whatever. So rather than waste my cardstock or something, I just do it like this. So I'm bringing in a sanding block. You can use a nail file or a little piece of sanding paper. Whatever you have at home will work just fine. For sanding, you can always go to Lowe's or Hobby Lobby or Home Depot or something and pick some up. And this is just a little fun technique. I like sanding things just to give it a little something extra. So there's that. And then I'm going to go ahead and glue these down because I'm not going to do anything else to these, and I don't want my papers to move around while I work. So I'm going to bring in the Tombow Mono Glue liquid glue. I use several different glues. You'll see me use several different glues. I use them for different things. I recommend getting different glues for different things. So let me glue this down. So I did use my rub and remove eraser to just kind of remove the glue around because I adjusted this a couple times. You do have a little bit of adjust time with that. So I'm going to bring in this bracket frame, and it's like a 2-pack, and I'll list all the supplies in the description. So I'm going to cut that out for my sentiment and a place for my flowers to lay. So I did cut that in white daisy cardstock. And then I'm going to bring in these layering flowers, and I don't have the original package, I'm sorry, but I'm going to use several of these flowers. And I'm also going to bring in these sprigs and leaves. I'm going to use a couple of these leaves for my flower little cluster that I'm going to create. So these are the leaves and flowers that I went ahead and cut, and I cut these out of gold glitter paper and glacier glitter paper. Glacier cardstock and periwinkle cardstock, and then some grape cardstock. And these are the colors that I want to use and bring in. I don't want to use these like this solid like this since I sanded this background. I kind of want to sand these as well. So I'm going to move these out of the way, and then I'm going to start that sanding. So I just kind of want to bend my flowers up a little bit because I don't like to lay them down flat. I call this giving them life, kind of making them a little bit more realistic, giving them some dimension, and I'm just kind of forming them. And believe it or not, this will stay like this in your card or on your layout. This is a wonderful little technique to do to give your stuff a little bit of dimension. I'm also going to bring in this stamp set, Life's a Hoot card making workshop, and I'm not going to use any of these butterflies. I want to use this loop thingy, and I'm going to bring in this happy birthday, sunshine and happiness, and wishing you all on this one card. So I went ahead and cut that out in periwinkle, and I'm going to show you, I did it on the darker side of periwinkle, and I'll show you what I'm going to do with that. So I'm going to bring in my micro tip scissors. I love these scissors. These are a non-stick scissors, and I recommend these scissors. Out of all the scissors I've ever used in 26 years of scrapbooking, these are by far my favorite. I sell Close to My Heart because I love Close to My Heart. I found top quality stuff here, and I swear by it. So let's get this sentiment stamped out, and then we're going to stamp the inside of our card as well, and then I will build the inside of my card. So I got my mat flipped over for the stamping foam. I have my black grape and periwinkle inks. My stamps are on blocks, and I've got my stamp chamois here, and my chamois is wet, so we can go ahead and clean as we go. I also grabbed a rag because you got to be careful not to get any ink on your block and then stamp it on your image and wreck it. So we don't want to do that. So I'm just going to grab some ink, some black ink. I'm going to stamp this well. And then I want to kind of build my flowers. So I want to kind of make this go around this saying here without blocking it. So I'm just going to rearrange this and kind of play with this real quick. Now I'm going to bring in that little squiggly to add just a little bit of color, a little bit more periwinkle to my flower and give it a little interest. So now I'm going to do the inside of my card. I got my front done there, and I want to do the inside, and I'm going to bring in black and grape in my sentiment. And I have wishing you sunshine and happiness, and I'm going to put and everyday smiles, happy birthday. So now I'm going to build my inside with my papers, and I'm going to lay down this scratch paper because I'm going to add some strips here. Since this is cut at an angle, I want to add some strips at an angle. So I'm just going to bring in the Happy Mail seals, and I just want to bring in this maybe handmade with a heart. These are really cute for the back of my card. So there's my card. Wishing you sunshine and happiness and everyday smiles. Happy birthday. And I went ahead and created a second one since I had the other pieces to the pattern paper when I cut it. I hope you like that card.